Okay. One moment, chat. Bringing you up on the phone. There we go. Okay. Hi, chat. We are back. We are going to be doing some Minecraft bits. Once it registers, I press the button. I think it's frozen. Okay. We're going to just close. Hey, chat. We're going to reload the game. I think it's having a little bit of a kind of uncertain moment. We're going to see. So, chat. Made myself some tea earlier. Then realised that we have no milk once I'd made the tea. So I was like, you know what? I will try it without milk. I've never had tea without milk. I always have tea with milk. Just like, you know what? I'll try it. And if it turns out rubbish, then it's not too bad because I've got about 60 odd tea bags, which is another story for after this. And we've got a ton of sugar. So if it turns out rubbish and I have to chuck it, then we're not losing anything. It's like we've got the spare bits for another day. It's just like, yep, try it. Had it. It tastes nicer than the tea at my church. And I don't understand it. It's like the tea bags that my church uses, I don't know what they use, but it is awful. It's kind of, you go there and you have the tea, and in my case I have it, I have it knowing it's crappy, knowing it tastes awful, and yet I still have a cup of tea anyway. It's like, no. And this doesn't taste too different. And yet, when I've made my tea there before, I put in more sugar than I do in this one. And and it has milk. And yet, this tastes nicer. Theirs tastes slightly bitter than this. And I don't understand how. It's like the milk and sugar level are controlled by me. The only things controlled by them is the tea brand and how much water goes in, except for when I make my own. In which case, it's just in the tea brand. It's like the water level is my choice. And I don't get it. This just tastes as though I haven't put in enough sugar. So, if not gonna, doesn't mean I'm gonna have it again though. Never gonna choose kind of unmilked tea over tea with milk in it. But as a kind of alternative for the factor of how I don't have any milk, so it'll do. So yeah, the chocolate creation that we made. I haven't checked it again today, but checked it yesterday, and it just hadn't set. And one moment, chat. Okay, we're in a category now. So yeah, I checked it yesterday, and it wasn't setting. Part of me starting to think they might have to go in the freezer, which might be why it's going wrong. So we're gonna do this one. We're back in the improvement world because we are building onto there, working on kind of the new build setting. Where actually I need to change the perms for new people on this, which we'll do on another time. More or less, everyone on this world will be able to be in creative because this is just kind of building it. This is where you can plot ideas for how bits will go. So I need to change the perms for this one. So in the other world, it will still be survival bits, but in this one, it's plotting out how stuff is gonna go and allows you to make a choice of like, oh, okay, do I want it to be like that or do I want it to be like that? See if it'll work. Main reason why it's called the testing bit. I don't want to. honest, I want to make it slightly fairer. I don't want it to be so I'm the only one who can test on there. But like how I'm working towards getting it so that the other world is always on easy. Because then that way people can use the mob spawner as well as I can to get XP bit if they need to repair stuff. So I'm gradually getting used to playing back on easy again rather than peaceful. Because I've got used to the peaceful life. So yeah. There is changes to the stream schedule though that aren't being implemented today. Oh yep. So more or less I was complaining last night. I was like, yep, nope. Adult life is awful. It's like it's a massive scam. When it got pointed out to me that I so 8 hours sleeping, then including my travel time about 7.5 hours at work. To then 7.5 hours at work. Which still leaves me a lot of time during the day. So it's like, yeah, you know what? I can use that time to stream. So they might not be long streams. I can guarantee they're all going to be at least an hour to hour and a half. It all depends how I feel on the day. But yeah, starting this week, there is going to be a stream each day. Every single day there will be a stream. I'm not going to say the times though, because it varies on work hours as to what time it will be at. So this week there will be about 3 PM roughly on starting time. Just that way I've got time to get in, have a tiny bit of a breather from work before starting the stream. But yeah, and then Sunday as well. So Sunday is going to be a special stream. You can get off of there. So on Sunday, I asked the people at my church about this because I didn't know if they would allow it to happen. And first person I asked said, more or less said, don't ask me, I don't know anything about this. Which was like, okay. And went to ask someone else who knew more, who was trying to sort out a tech issue they had during it. So he went, oh, yep, nope, send me an email. And I was thinking, I don't want to send an email. I don't like sending emails. They're the only thing I dislike more than phone calls. So, yeah, the only thing. I prefer text messages and phone calls to emails. So, won that bit. And then, more or less this Sunday, where it's an all-age service, I am going to do a voice recording of the service. And it will be in the title of kind of church service voice recording. And whilst doing that, I will just be doing some parkour bits, going on some servers. So there won't be any actual in a way, there won't be any other content. I'll also be going through it before playing it and kind of taking out where it says people's names. Just for their own privacy bits. Because let's say you don't agree with what they say. I don't want you going to my church and going and having a go at them. Otherwise, that will definitely mean that has to stop. But yeah, so during the time that it's on for, it'll only be about an hour. But during that, I'll be doing either some Skywars or some Death Run. So you can come, listen if you want to. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. It's purely up to you. So yeah, that was something that I've been wanting to do that for a while. But to do it, I would rather it be so that I'm in there with my phone whilst it's going, so then I can also see if it stops recording. I'm saying it's just voice recording, also for their privacy bits. I'm not going to go, I don't know which members of the congregation are okay with their photos being taken or kind of video bits. And so the amount there is of people is enough so that we haven't got money, but it's enough to make me not want to go around and ask all of them, just like, oh yeah, are you okay with being recorded? Especially as I'll then have to explain it to all of them, which trying to explain it to one person, as well as explain what I do almost on a daily, is quite difficult. Trying to explain it to about 40 to 50 people, it's going to be very difficult. Yeah, so you'll get to hear the service. That stream for that type of stream will happen once a month, which will be the first Sunday kind of each month. I considered doing the other Sundays, but where it's uncertain as to week by week whether I will be in for the service or not, and I want to do it when I'm in for the service. So what I mean by that, for those of you that don't know, is occasionally, I help out. So I'm in the teenager group for there, because we have groups for kids based on the ages. Although that group for me will be stopping in March, purely because it's supposed to stop when you're 18. So I'm stopping it for my 20th, just that way it's kind of, because for when I would have stopped it, we were in lockdown. So that I get my time and then my proper stoppage point, I'm going to stop my 20th, where I then won't be going out with that group. The only times I'll be going out is if they're low on leaders, or if they specifically ask me to go and lead a group. Then I'll be going out. Other than that, I will be staying in the service the whole time. But the kind of church stream will still only be once a month. It won't be more than that, even when I'm not going out anymore. Yeah, so, but when my group isn't on, or if the other group has kind of low amount of leaders and high amounts of kids, I will go and help out with the younger group, which is kind of what I do occasionally. So we were there. So last Sunday I helped them. This Sunday we're going to be doing a little bit of a performance in, not really much, more or less, kind of the leaders are going to read out the story of the creation bit, and then we've got some felt kind of people and animals and landscape that when it gets to that stage, we're going to just go stick it on their felt board. And then we'll also be helping with the prayers. That's what we've got this Sunday. Which makes me slightly nervous about doing this, but I'd already committed myself to it. Well, idea-wise, when I found out. So, yeah, it's a little bit too late to back out now. Yeah, but I have been neglecting this world slightly. Haven't been on it. But yeah. So that would be kind of once a month where we kind of do that. It's also another reason, it's like privacy bits for the kids as well. Because they're not really old enough to know what it is, or what it's about. So, yeah, I don't want to risk any of them getting hurt for any kind of, if people happen to see it and it's like, oh no, we hate Christianity kind of thing. I don't want to risk anybody getting hurt. Which probably isn't so. I probably should get the kind of vicar's permission, but where he was trying to sort out the tech issue, I've decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it without his knowledge. And then if afterwards he's like, oh no, that's a stupid idea, how could you ever think of such an idea? Then I will just go and delete it. And it will be as I never recorded it. But if he's going to do what I think he will do, which is he won't understand it. So he'll go, yeah, sure. Once he's understood that all the confidentiality bits are being kept to, he'll be like, yeah, sure. And once he realises that he won't have to pay anything, there will also be that will be another thing actually. So depending on how it goes, so we'll be having sons during that time. So Twitch might decide to mute the sons. I don't know. I don't know in advance what sons we're doing to be able to then be like, oh, yep, no, as to whether that's copyright or not. Not that I actually have a way to be able to check if it's copyright or not. I might message Christine though on either Christine or Cheryl later on this week and be like, oh yeah, do you know what songs there are? And then might play them during the Friday stream and just have Friday as kind of a blowout stream. And if it gets muted and kind of taken down, then I'll kind of make sure to know which songs. Well, it won't get taken down, but muted and then suggested that it becomes private. What I'll do is I'll private it, find out the songs, and then kind of during that time either stop recording for the song, or kind of when I'm muting people's names, just mute the song in advance. That way it's there. But we'll see on that. I'm not entirely sure on that bit. I think I might just take the chance. It depends, because I don't know what songs will be done, and as much as I like to believe that those two know everything, they don't, unfortunately. So I don't want to put them in the position of they feel like they have to try and find out the information for me, or feel like they might be letting me down because they don't know the information. Actually, I wonder if I can change the bits. Let's go to this section. Okay. Player when joining from invite. Okay, let's go like that, and then when people join, I can change it so that they can't use commands, but I'll make it so that they can change what kind of game modes they're in, so that they can be in creative. Unless, actually, no, never mind. Yeah, default is creative, so yeah. Member is fine for it. With the default being created, they automatically have access to it, and then they don't need more than that. Also, something nice that happened at my work though. One of my friends, who I only actually found out the name of recently, but Cassius, he's been really kind to me over my time at TK Maxx. So he was really kind from the beginning, really helpful, and I had never known his name, kind of thing. I hope he kind of watches stream bits, but yeah, I never knew his name, and I felt it was too impolite to ask his name, especially as he never asked me mine. So I felt it was too impolite to ask. Yeah, he won Employee of the Month. Well, Employee of the Month, but because it's TK Maxx, they call everyone associates. So, Associate of the Month, which I'm taking it as just fancy words for employee. So they make it associate to make us feel more kind of welcome whilst we're there. But it is virtually a fancy word for employee. And so yes, which is really nice. I wondered when they were slightly going to announce who had won that for our store, because it's reached the end of the month. And then to find out yesterday that he got, it's like, yeah, I semi thought I would be jealous when I found out who won it, because there's always the underlying thing of, oh, I wish it had been me that got it, but yeah, no, he definitely deserves it. He's always friendly, kind to everybody. Even some of the ones you'd think that kind of you wouldn't be, or that he wouldn't have been, he was still really kind to them. So, yeah, I'm glad he won. Don't know what he did that kind of made it that he ended up with the role, or with the reward. So, because on some bits you can tell it's like, oh, okay, well, because this person went and did this many things, then they got it. But with him, they haven't said. So I'll find out next month roughly when they put up the little placard, just like, oh yeah, he got this bit. It will tell us the reason why. So I know one of the people last year had run it because they stopped a lot of kind of theft in the store. So then they were just like, oh, yep, nope, you've saved us the most amount of money. Here you go. Yeah, the daily stream bit though. So, yeah, where it was brought to my attention of just how much free time I have during the day. It was like, oh yeah, so I can stream often. So yeah, not doing time bit though on that. Because although this week I am 8 until 1/1:30, on other weeks I go to kind of 1 till 6 timings. So where I've got it for this week, they're scheduled for 3. It's like next week at 3 o'clock I'm working. So you will have to just keep an eye out on when it will be. There won't be I don't think there'll be a double stream during the day. Next week I think we'll move kind of the Monday, Wednesday and Friday evening ones to the morning times, rather than doing kind of morning and evening. Especially as for a start, I won't be in at the time that it's set to go. Kind of I won't be in then, so I think we'll move them to say like 10:30 in the morning. Not entirely sure what time to do it yet. I need to look at what my beginning time is for each of the days. And then work out the best possible time kind of for my wake up schedule and midday schedule and kind of stream bits, roughly how long it will be. Our Saturday one won't change. So even when we go into different time period bits, the only reason it will change is if they ask me to come in on a Saturday. In which case I'll let you know, just like, oh yeah, nope, they've asked me in on the Saturday, so that's the change. Other than that, Saturday will still be Saturday morning, Saturday evening, not evening, night. And then Sunday is iffy. So I know this Sunday there's going to be a stream. And then other than that, it's going to vary Sunday to Sunday as to whether there's a stream or not. So Monday to Saturday, there'll now be a stream each day. Apart from when I do go on holiday. Because as I said before and I'm going to say again, I am not taking my Xbox with me to Spain. I will also probably get in trouble if I try and stream in Spain. Because they see it as I'm there for work. And I'm going there to escape work bits. So, well, not just for that, but also to celebrate a birthday. So yeah, and I can say that on my birthday as well, there won't be a stream. I can say that much for certain now. I'm not going to stream on my birthday. As much as part of me wants to kind of get birthday wish bits, I'm not going to. So yeah, my birthday there'll be no stream. When I'm on holiday in Spain, well, on holiday, there'll be no stream. Yeah. Just because I'm going to take those 2 days off, or those 2 kind of time periods off. I think I've got the day off from work as well, thankfully, for my birthday. I'll put it this way, I hope I've got the day off from work. Because I kind of want to celebrate it in peace and just focus on bits rather than thinking just like, oh yep, nope, need to stream, need to think of things. See, now we're in the awkward spot though. But I'll probably need to open a monster force soon. So this is what I tried to explain during a different stream. Was I've been to work and I am wide awake whilst I'm at work. I come in, I am wide awake a little bit when I first get in because I've still got the buzz from the work. Not kind of happy buzz, but still got buzz of energy of like, yeah, I'm doing things. And then this is why kind of it being only about an hour after my work is quite good for me. Because then after a while, I start to get tired, and it's kind of the energy bits from the work catches up to me, the amount of energy used, both socially and physically. So it's like, yep, nope, sleep time. Except where I've rated a little bit extra. To even start this, because I got back early, somehow. I got back early. And then I helped my mum with some bits. It's getting close to the time when my body's going, right, nope, you should be going to sleep now. You need to nap a bit. But this will stay for a few hours. Until it goes like, oh wait, nope, you're not going to sleep. Oh, okay, nope, time for wake. After it is day. Or if I did try to go to sleep, then it would go straight into that mode. And then I'll have my next tired period about 10. Which is where kind of the evening time works, I find. More with my kind of tired pattern. Because then I come in, I get about an hour and a half, 2 hours at most of being wide awake from when I finish work. So again, by that time I've lost about an hour. So I'm working on about an hour at best of kind of time when my brain's like, yeah, no, you can still be active and awake now. Before it starts getting into tired time. But because when it's that late in the evening, then it kind of kicks into the evening tired schedule. Which then is like, oh, yep, nope, so between this time and this time, you are scheduled to be wide awake. Between this time and this time, you are then scheduled to be half awake. And then from that time till that time, you're scheduled to be wide awake again. It's kind of how it goes. So the evening one fit in with that because the work buzz took me through kind of the one sleep sign or sleep times to that. It kind of cancelled that out. And then the stream buzz would take me just round to the second sleep one. Whereas now it kind of, this is why these times have been moved down, is because so the work buzz will wear off, and then because the evening one doesn't click in until 7, well, until about 6:30, 6:30 to 7 it clicks in properly, where it starts it off with sleep schedule. Well, not, I say sleep schedule as I go to sleep during that time, but I'm just really tired during that time. Except I know that as soon as I try and go to sleep, I'm then wide awake again. And then I give up on trying to go to sleep. And then I'm tired again. It's annoying. So yeah, so I say sleep schedule, but not actually sleeping during that bit. And then, where was I? Sorry, chat losing thoughts. So yeah, but with this bit, so yep, I come down off of the work buzz about 2 hours after I finish, which is kind of for today. It was about 3:20ish that I came from the work buzz, and then it's tired for a few hours. So more or less anywhere on this time scale, anywhere from about 2:30 to 3:30 fits into the tired bit, where it's then tired until kind of say about 4:30, roughly 4:30, 4:45. It's a shorter one because it's the afternoon one, which on those it keeps it very short. It's made so that with those, that if I do have a headache, then it's kind of the max I sleep to get rid of it, unless it's kind of the night sleep is only about an hour, so it doesn't keep me tired longer than hour and a half, 2 hours. So I get times where I have really bad headaches and I go to sleep, and then I wake up, it's like, oh, I've been to sleep for ages, and it hasn't. It's only been about half an hour, 40 odd minutes. And it's like, okay. I can't then go back to sleep, otherwise I get another headache. A lot of kind of weirdness on that. That is just, it's too difficult to try and, or to even try to explain, or try and think through all what the different things mean. So it is just kind of better left as like, yep, that's just how it is. It'd be like trying to explain kind of the internet in a way to someone who was born before all of the technology bits and has lived under a rock for ages. Or even actually trying to explain to, say, a lion or a cheetah that eating animals is a bad thing for, if it was suddenly discovered that they were actually poisoning themselves doing that, trying to explain to them like, oh yeah, this one thing you've been doing your whole life isn't healthy. It's going to kill you. Yeah, it's not gonna go down well. And it's not gonna be at all easy. So, yeah, that's one of those things where it's easier to just leave it. Just like, yep, no, that's how my afternoon bits go. So yeah, anyway, the afternoon routine, going off on tangents. So, the afternoon routine. So, I start to wake up again around 4:45ish, where then my body's like, oh yeah, nope, you need to be awake now. But I'm then awake until I've eaten my dinner, which, because I like to start my dinner about 6 to 6:30. So when it's a short one, or when it's a quick one, that means that my dinner's usually 8, about 6:30, 7:15, where I'm then tired again. Which is fine on kind of normal day. It's like those timings don't cause me any problem. The only time they cause me problem is when there's stream bit. Because when there's the 6:00 stream, or 6:45 stream, and I'm 15 minutes into the tired zone, or scheduled tired time, my body doesn't go, oh no, stream now, you can't sleep. It goes, oh, stream, do stream tired. It's like, you're being tired at this time, whether there's the stream there or not. It's very adamant. It's like, nope, we need to keep to the routine. So, which puts me off streaming slightly when I'm kind of doing it tired. Because then I feel bad about the fact that I'm doing it tired. Which currently I'm fighting that at the moment. Because so it was all fine to schedule it for free. And then I discovered that then I remembered that Monday is half an hour earlier. Oh, shoot. I was just thinking, it's like, well, I finished early. I got in early today. Didn't take me anywhere near as long. No, it took the same time scale. I just finished half an hour earlier. Oh, crap. Well, no, I was slightly quicker. I was about 5 minutes quicker than normal. Which, as it was, kind of from my work bits, I've done 13,000 steps today. Which is my daily average now. Kind of over 10,000 is my daily average. Actually, now that my mum's gone out, screw having the tea. I thought she'd think of it as I'm having the tea as kind of hot drink and wake up, except where I had hot drink on the way back because I bought a hot chocolate. And then I was like, yeah, nope. I'm going to need some sort of drink to wake me up slightly. Oh yeah, because she then asked me to say, oh yeah. But she went, oh yeah, I need your help today. And I was thinking, she's like, okay. And she went, yeah, you know, your dad dropped off the letter bits with all of his answers to the many things they want to know about the place when you're trying to sell it. This is me exaggerating tiny bits so that you can understand it. She didn't actually say kind of many questions, but she because I already know what the forms are. Whereas if I say, oh yeah, the answers to the many forms, you've got no idea. But more or less, when you're selling a place, they want to know everything about it. Even stuff that we don't know, because it was already here. So, I was like, yeah. And she went, oh, okay, so he's dropped those off, and he's going to drop off his answer bits. I was like, okay, so you need me to help you upload them? And she went, oh, no, not that. It's like, what I need you to do is help me to, I'll be going through them and then confirm his answers. It's like, oh, so you need me to do filing, really? It's kind of what it's gone down in my head as. It's not, I know it's not filing, but that's what it's gone down as. It's like, yep, no, you're doing paperwork filing. And she's like, oh yeah, I want to have something to eat first, relax a little bit. It's like the boost of caffeine wakes me up. So she went, oh yeah, no, need your help with it. I was like, okay. Not established it's doing filing. So then I went, okay, well, you let me know kind of when you need my help for it. Because I have stream to start at 3. Got to 3 o'clock, but not even halfway through. So she ended up starting it later. And then she's like, oh, I'm not holding you back, am I? And I was thinking, she's like, and I thought, yes, you are very much holding me back massively. So I'm supposed to be starting the stream now, or at least at 3 o'clock. Panicking about starting the stream because I've left it till 3 to start setting up for the stream in the first place. But I was like, no, it's fine. I said about, so it's fine. We finished it at 3:15, and I was like, okay. So start setting up at 20 past. It's like, okay. But I've told it'll be about an hour and a half. And then after this, I've got my afternoon routine to start, which started today. Well, my midday routine, which is to have a glass of water, to go on a 5-minute walk. But I noticed I said the word. You can go back to sleep. She's lifted up her head because I said the W word. Which, for those who couldn't gather, the W word is WALK. We shorten it to the W word. Because otherwise she gets hopeful, thinking that it's going to happen then and there. To then discover that we were only talking about planning it. And she's then just like, oh, she's grumpy doggy. So yeah, 5-minute one of those. Which, of course, I'm going to take her for. I feel like an idiot if I just go out by myself for 5 minutes on my own. It's just like, yeah, no. So I'll be taking my dog with me. Get down there, Enderman. And then I've got a few other bits. Stuff that I generally don't do on an afternoon. And I want to do. I think I've got about 5 things to do. One of them being celebrate, which is to celebrate just like, woo, out of work. So I love my job. But I hate the process of going into work. That's the big difference between the two. I love being in work and doing my work. But the whole process of having to go into work and doing work, I hate. Which is what my mum can't. None of my family can seem to understand that. It's like, yeah, I love working there. But the actual process of getting up, going into work, doing work, and then coming home, nah, hate that. If I could work there without doing the whole process of actually working there, then that would be perfect. But unfortunately, that can't happen. And then I was thinking last night, it's like, you know what? Starting to look forward in a way to when the time ends, because I can stream more often and for longer. And then my mum was like, actually, no, you can't. We still need you to get a job and bring in money. And I was thinking, she's like, what? And she's like, yeah, no, even once we move into Ian, going to kind of her boyfriend's place, we still can't afford it. We still need you to bring in money. I was thinking, she's like, what? But how? It's like, he can afford his bills when it's just him. He's been able to afford all of them. So he doesn't come just like, oh, actually, I need to borrow some money because I'm behind, or he's struggling. He can afford to pay it. So sure, the expenses will go up. So just in food shopping alone, the expenses will go up because it will then go from one person living there to 3 and a dog. Where she's trying to go to sleep now. But at the same time, they'll go down because instead of getting in ingredients for one night for 3 dinners, for 3 separate dinners, or even a 2 dinner and a 1 person dinner, instead we'll be kind of doing it, we'll all be having the same dinner. And sure, kind of the electrics will go up slightly, heating will go up, But at the same time, we'll have money from the sale, which is going to be used to buy furniture bits, and my mum's money that instead of going on to kind of pay mortgage bits solely kind of each month, she'll be paying towards bits. It's like, and the thing is like, yeah, no, it goes from a house that one person lived in and managed to pay for to a house with 3 people living in that 2 of them will be bringing in solid income bits. And I thought, I'm not going to just automatically not apply, but I can't exactly bring in money if I'm not earning money. So yeah, kind of hoping this gets lucky and then it just booms over the next couple of months. That would be nice. Really hoping that. So then I don't have to look for a new job. Which either way, I'm going to start looking for a new job next month. I wanted to have a little bit more time with the kind of... I say next month, that means it starts tomorrow. I'm going to start looking in March. End of February, early March. Yeah. I want to have some time left of being in the mindset of, oh, okay, yep, no, I'm financially stable before I start thinking about looking for a new job. Especially with the emotional drainage that comes from it. So like my dad said to me today, he was like, oh yeah, no, you need to change your ringtone soon. So like employers won't want to deal with that. If anyone was likely to leave a message, then they'd kind of stop. And more or less he's grumpy because he called whilst I was at work, and because I was at work I didn't answer him. So it's like, oh yeah, no, and he had to listen to it twice. And he's like, oh, why do that? More or less he doesn't like it, so he's like, ugh. Which gets annoying because he's not, I can tell that he's not saying it for the fact of, oh, it might hold me back from getting a job. Instead, I can tell he's saying it just because he doesn't want to have to sit through it and how long it is. Which is the natural length. So where his phone doesn't have a ringtone, well, a voicemail bit, voice message, you spend that time in call, kind of with it ringing the person, where it stopped ringing on their end, but because they don't have one set up, or at least for his phone anyway, it still keeps on going. It's like, oh yeah, nope, can't find it. So the amount of time that I spend waiting for him to pick up, only to then realise that he's not going to pick up because it's no longer actually ringing him, is the exact same, if not longer, than he spends on my message that he has to wait till the end for. Which I can't cut it down. So during it, I talk about kind of, if you're a scam caller, then kind of go away. If you're someone if you're someone who's calling kind of for something important, leave a voicemail. If I've already got your number, then it'll show up kind of which number it is, so you don't need to say kind of what your intention is really. If not, then state kind of what it's about and I'll call you back. So I've got, in the easiest way I can, I've got all of the information that I need it to have. Without it being just a generic saw one, which is, we are sorry to say that this person cannot come to the phone right now. So please leave a message after the tone kind of thing, and it's like says what company you're with. Which I don't want that one. So I'm thinking of changing it to, say, kind of content creator one. well, saying just like, oh yeah, I'm considering to change it to say, hey man, I was too busy being epic to take your call right now. Please leave a message at never. I'm considering changing it to that. Except I know that will deter people from leaving me a voicemail. Might make them laugh. They might just be in the interview bit and they'll be like, oh yeah, so what's this inspired by? And then I can go into the story of how I kind of had a different one but I needed to change it. But yeah, no, not going to. So I need to come up with a new one to stop him from whining. It needs to be short and have all of the information in there. Which I don't see how that's going to happen. Okay, so after we've done this layer, we're going to start to go inwards. Oh, but so there is men's cancer. What is it? I'm gonna search up. I think it's meningitis. I'm not entirely sure though. Meningitis charity images. Nope, not that. Men charity. Let's try that. Nope, not that one. I've forgotten what name it is. Ah, there we go. Okay. So the Prostate Cancer UK charity bit. They are kind of most days outside my workplace for kind of the day. Well, for a few hours. And each time I see them, that they decide, you know what, we're going to talk to this person, ask her if she has time to talk, is when I'm running late for work and I have 3 minutes to get in there, put down my stuff, clock in, and start work before I'm late. And it's always the days when I'm running even worse late, that they're just like, oh, do you have time to talk to us and to find out about what we're doing to help stop the spread? Not that it can be spread from people, but to help stop people kind of from getting it. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't talk at the moment. That's the thing. I'll start. Do I have to do another? I have to do another layer. Oh, seriously? She's like, yeah, I can't talk at the moment. And it's just like, oh, okay. Kind of, I'm running late from work bits, and I always feel so bad about it because so if I see people handing out flyers and they kind of stop me, I'm not gonna go up to them and ask for it. If they stop me and say, oh yeah, do you want to hear about this, then I'll listen, because after all, they've got to be there for their designated amount of time on their designated days. And the amount of people that just walk past and completely ignore them. It's like, seriously? I know that I wouldn't like it if I was in their shoes. So I will always kind of stop, listen, find out what they have to say. Which makes me feel even worse when they ask me when I'm running late for work, because then I have to say, I'm just like, sorry, I can't do it right now because I'm busy. I can't listen right now. I'm running late for work. But so work won't see it as a valid reason of me being late. Is because I stopped to listen to kind of a spiel about why I should give a charity money. And they're gonna be like, no, if you wanted to do that, you should have come in earlier. So on my way out today, and there was Macmillan's, which I help a lot out with the Macmillan bits, not deliberately, although that makes me sound bad, but I don't kind of think, oh, I'm going to help Macmillan out the most and not help the others out anywhere near as much. They just host more of the coffee mornings at my church. My church hosts more of their coffee mornings, and I've just happened to have been to more of their events than any other charity. Otherwise it would have gone to other places more. And so they stopped me and they were just like, oh yeah, so I saw them and I thought, please don't talk to me, I just want to go home. I don't want to sign up for something because I can't say no to it. We're in a crowded place, I can't say no. I look like an idiot if I say no. So I was going past and they were just like, oh, excuse me, do you want to find out about what we're doing to help stop the spread of, help stop the rise of cancer bits? And I was like, okay. And then she's like, oh yeah, estimated the loss is either 1 million or 100 million. Lots of money kind of in donation bits. And I thought, like, oh, you're really tugging on the heartstrings, you're really going for it. She's like, oh yeah, no, we haven't received our normal amount because of the whole lockdown bit, it's pandemic. I thought, oh no, why are you doing this? And it's like, would you like to join our lottery? And she went for it, and I don't remember what she said about the lottery. What I remember is that I can win thousands, which of course they want a percentage of, I think. Yeah, they were just like, oh yeah, do you want to take part in our lottery bit to help raise money and awareness? And I thought, just like, oh, I don't want another monthly subscription. I don't want another one. I've already got too many. Let's see, so I've got 4 for church, where I just pay out monthly. I've got YouTube, I've got Amazon Prime, I've then got the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which I've got so I've got 3 months free at the moment, and then I've got another 3-month voucher after that, which were Christmas presents, and we considered putting them on at the same time, but I don't know if it's gonna do 3 months in 3 months, or if it would do 3 months and 3 months at the same time. And I thought, I don't want to accidentally make it so that the 6 months is then only 3 months long, and they couldn't get a 6 month. So when it runs out, I'm gonna activate the new one, well, the other one. It gives you a year to use them, so that's fine. So it's just like, oh yeah, do you want to sign up for this? And I thought, oh, I don't want to, but I'm gonna look like an idiot and a horrid person who hates charity and who wants cancer to survive if I don't. So much peer pressure from them two, and just the random strangers that are walking past who don't care at all about what we're doing. Even the ones who they stopped, the others, just like, oh no, sorry, and carried on. No, in my head, it doesn't go, I'll say no to it. It goes, oh, go and listen to them, and then get yourself in a peer pressure situation. So then they would say, yeah, it's only £1 a week, which is then £4.34 a month. And I was thinking, and I still don't understand it. I need to do the maths. I need to try and work out the maths of it. Of how £1 a week ends up being £4.34 a month. Because, yeah, no, that's just not right. So if it's £1 a week, so with the 4 weeks in the month, it should then be £4, and then on the months for there's 5 weeks, it would be £5. But yeah, no, not really arguing with them too much. So signed up for that, which is like, yeah. Then they asked about when I want it to come out, and it's like, it might as well come out on kind of my actual payday bits, or on the day after my payday. So they gave me choice 1st, 8th, or sometime between the 20th and the 29th. I think it was the 25th they said was the date. It could have been. And I was like, well, it might as well go on the 1st because I get paid at the end of the month. So then it's easier. I can make sure I haven't spent the money because it'll be one of the first things to come out. Oh, okay. Yeah. I can hear my mum on the phone. I thought she was talking to me at first. It's like, I was getting ready to say I'm streaming. But yeah, so. Okay. Where was I going with this? I need to get back on track. Yeah, signed up for it. It's coming out on the 1st. Okay, yeah. So they're gonna send. Then she was like, "Okay, and how do you want to be notified about it?" To which, and at the beginning she'd asked, she's like, "Oh, do you want me to kind of wear a mask whilst I'm talking to you?" And I was like, "Yes, please." As I know, as kind of at my church, there's a lot of people who are kind of over the age of 60, and she didn't hear, so started to say it again. And she went, "Sorry, I've got really bad hearing." And I thought, "Oh, for pity's sake!" And I was like, "Yes, please. I know a lot of really vulnerable people." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I don't think she cared at all about the reason why. But I'm glad that she offered to kind of wear one. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do just keep on, if they're not wearing one, just not wearing the mask. So I'm glad she offered at least. And then when I said yes, she did put one on. I think it's where I was wearing a mask. But then, even then when I'm working and people come up to me and they haven't got one on, I don't say anything about it. Purely because I don't know if they have a medical reason to not wear one. And I don't feel like they should have to state whether they do or not. It'd be nice if they at least wore the lanyards that was like, "Oh, okay, no, this person has a medical reason for not wearing one." Because I'm not going to go up to them and be like, "Oh, what is your medical reason making it so you can't wear one?" If they've got the lanyard for it, then I'm going to accept, okay, they've got a medical reason. So, not going to worry about it. But when they haven't got one and they come up to me and they're not wearing the mask and they can see I am, and they don't make any effort of, "Oh, sorry, mine's in my bag," kind of thing, or "Sorry, I forgot to put it on." So they don't even have to apologise for it. Some of them do, some come up to you and just like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't even think to put one on." I'm just like, that's okay. Because I don't mind. It's up to the person. Especially now that it's no longer compulsory and it's up to the person's individual decision as to whether or not to wear one. I don't mind if you don't. Until you come really close and kind of are quite close next to me, and then I'm thinking just like, "Okay, weirdo, put on a mask." So we're doing that bit. Yes, that was quite nice that she offered to put one on. But yeah, So they've said that I can win thousands from it. I've got a strong feeling that I'm going to send them several hundred, if not thousands myself before I ever win anything. Because I have bad luck with lottery bets. So I don't think I've even won the lucky... No, the most I've ever won from the lottery is a lucky dip. Which she did ask me my age, which was also a really good brownie point for her. She did ask me my age. She did say kind of, do I mind telling her my age, if I'm comfortable with it, which I can understand why they had to say it, because some people will just be like, well, why do you want to know, kind of thing. It's not in your right to know. But I'm quite glad she did, because she's advertising a lottery, and you do have to be 16 to gamble in the UK, which they do class putting on a lottery as gambling, because you are making a gamble as to whether or not you win. So I am quite glad that she asked my age. Slightly disappointed in the fact that she had to say whether I was uncomfortable with it or not. But at least she's asking. Because it's literally so... It could be because I shop there a lot. Or used to. But where I buy my monster from typically is my corner shop. And they just never ask anymore. They haven't asked about seeing ID or kind of what my age is for years. They just take it as I'm old enough to buy it. Which is quite bad. I do look old enough to buy it. But at the same time, if I was younger and they kind of sold it to me, I could have them sued. If I was younger than... I think it's also 16 for energy drinks. It's either 16 or 17 for energy drinks. So yeah, so if I was younger, I could have them sued. And I think if I was, and they'd let me buy it kind of thing, then I would do. I would also go in kind of record it. And if they ask, be like, oh no, recording a vlog. Then I think I'd ask them if I can record, saying it's for a vlog. And then report them. Because they should be asking. If not, they can lose their license to sell product or to sell... I'm not sure if it's sell stuff in general or if it's just sell energy drinks. It varies on what it is. And I'm not going to go and spend my time learning which one's which. Because that just takes too much effort. No. But today was nice. It was kind of weird though. So I got in, and again, practically nobody there. Most of our totes this morning were kind of clothing, so I helped out on that, because as I've come to realise, flow isn't home. It is completely separate. Flow means you are every department and any department, wherever needs to go out, you're putting out. So whether it's home, kids, men's clothing, women's clothing, shoes, kind of all of it is your responsibility to put out, as well as kind of the individual people in that section to put out their own stock. And of course, they don't have anyone from men's clothing or women's clothing kind of there ridiculously early in the morning to put it out. So I started off with men's, where I was trying to learn the codes and trying to put stuff back in the right place. Which, it got confusing. So in one section they had kind of polo shirts, which is like 29, and then next to it they had another type of shirt, which is 22, and then they had another one, and they had polo shirts that looked like jackets, or polo bits that looked like jackets, but they were 29, but they looked like they should be the jackets, which were 34, I think it was. And I was like, do I go by the code and put this in 29, which it doesn't look like it's a polo shirt, or do I put it in with the jacket so it looks like it goes there but the code is wrong? I know, it was so stressful. So stressful. So then, doing that bit, and I was like, okay. And this was the second one I had done. So the first one I had done was kids' clothing, because I could tell straight away, kind of, with kids you kind of look at it and you can get a feel of whether it's kind of girls or boys' clothing. And then newborn, well, babies, it's very easy. It's kind of, it's got the months, whether it's newborn, and then 0 to kind of 36 months, which I find confusing the way they do that, but I'm gradually learning that one. So they have clothes they'll have clothes. They have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. But then they also have 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months. And it's like, well, if it's kind of those months, every 12 months is a year, so why not make it in the year? But at the same time, is it like with the shoes, where kind of kids size 12, or kids size 12 months is smaller than the kids size 1 year? And it's like, is it the same system with it or not? Because they kind of explain where bits go, but they don't actually explain the stuff you want to know, which is, how do you manage your bloody sizes? That's the question I'm left after each time they show me a new department with sizing bits. Like, well, how do you manage this? This just all looks like gobbledygook of, oh, let's try and confuse our workers in the meanest way possible. Here we go. Just got to get them out of our way. We probably should have built this in slabs in a way. After all, they can't spawn on slabs. But no, so that's my work kind of thing. So yeah, so I started off with kids, but it was a lot of newborns, and then went into girls, and that was fine. Went into men's, got a little bit confused, but overall wasn't that bad. And then I went up into ladies, and then, so of course, because the store can never decide on a proper layout, they've changed it all. Well, not the store, the headquarters can never decide on the layout to keep throughout the whole year. So they've changed bits around. And we've now got, and then all of a sudden there was codes 56s, there was 50s, which they group pyjamas under ladies' clothing. But I hadn't known that. So I'm going for it, and I'm seeing 56 and 50, and I'm thinking just like, I don't recognise these. Please don't say this is men's. I'm going in the bits because it was types. It was a jacket bit, and it's got jacket is 17. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, nope. This has got to be. This is going to turn out to be men's, and it's going to turn out that I brought it up here, and it's men's, and I'm going to have to go all the way back down again. And I'm going to have come up for no reason. So then I was like, you know what? Nope. I worked up the code, just like, right, I'm going to ask my team leader boss. And because kind of she's the main one doing it, she knows where it is. So I went to her and she's like, oh, okay, just let me put it away. And I thought, I wasn't asking you to put it away. I wanted to know where it was. And turns out it was jacket. But it was back raw jackets. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, like, what? Okay. And it got so confusing. Then eventually I got mine done. And then I noticed that where she was, there was another two kind of racks of clothing bits. Which one was hers, and then one was another person's who's there full time, and we're going to call him Dylan. Again, not saying his actual name. So yeah, and the other one was Dylan's who had gone walking off somewhere to do something else. Don't know what he went to do, but went off to do something else. So I thought, well, rather than me going down kind of thing, I might as well help out with that one. And after a while, she finished hers. And Dylan came back up. And she took her one down. And instead of seeing mine empty and thinking, you know what, nope, I'm going to do the nice polite thing and just take hers with me. Because it's kind of, she's been helping out with this bit, I might as well go and take it down. Plus she's going to the exact same place. No, she just took hers down. My boss just took hers down. I thought, you lot want me to go round and offer to kind of help the other departments, when what you seem to be showing me is look out for your own work and do your own stuff. That's the impression they seem to be given. Not just like, oh, okay, if you're going that way, then you might as well kind of help out your colleague because you're going that way anyway. Like the mindset that I try to stick with. So there's me and Tracy today, and a couple of times she had some empties which I went and just grabbed. I grabbed kind of some of the storage container bits that she had left out, where she had put them there because she didn't need to go over to that side and didn't see the point in going over for 2 items. Whereas I had a tote of ones that needed to go over there. So it's like, you know what, I might as well take hers with me. So I went, asked, double checked, because I thought I don't want to take them and put them back and then find out that she's planning to buy those. And she'd kind of reserved them, and she wasn't. And it's just kind of the little thing. It's not a big thing, but it's something just like, if you're going that way and kind of you can spare the time to do that, or to just help out and take something for someone else, then there's no harm in doing it. The person's not going to go, oh, you absolute horrid person, why did you do that? I wanted to do that. Especially if they're swamped, they're going to appreciate it. They might not directly say to them, oh yeah, thanks for doing that. But they'll appreciate it, and they'll be more likely to kind of help you in the future. Which, even then, you shouldn't do it in the thought process that they'll help you in the future, because that just becomes a selfish task. So, I'm doing that bit, and I see others do that a few times, but not often. And it seems like everyone's there to kind of be just like, oh, okay, we must get only our work done. It doesn't seem a lot like it's kind of, oh, I'll help you with this bit quickly. Unless you deliberately ask for it. Which, not a lot of people are going to go, oh, can you come and help me with this? Or can you just take this for me? And yet they then say to us, get started, just like, oh yeah, perhaps just go and offer to help on other departments. It's like, well, perhaps you could lead by example. So it's sure that they're managers and they've got their own work to do. But the amount of times I see them on a department and then say, so this happened one time, so I was on women's clothing and kind of, so on there, and then the till was getting quite busy, which I would have jumped on except I'm not trained to use their tills, and the customer came over and mentioned it to me about kind of how there's a queue, And I said, okay, I'll just go get someone as I'm not trained. And went and told Anna about it. And she could have just jumped on the till. For the sake of she was just over, well, I say she's over the other side of the store, but she's just across the room, kind of thing. She was about 1 minute away from till. Instead, by the time she put it through on the headset for someone to then go over the till and for someone to kind of respond and be like, yep, I'll just go over. She could have gone on there and got rid of the queue. But no, she decided to put it out on the headset. In that time, somebody else had already seen it and gone over and started to help. So then it went from 1 person to 3 people over there. And the queue went by really quickly. And kind of it was going a lot quicker from where the second person had already got there. Which then kind of looked slightly bad on my end, because it's like, well, why did you come and get us to send someone over if it was already being covered? And it's like, well, no, kind of, it hadn't been at the time. You just, instead of deciding, you know what, I'll just quickly go over there for about 5 minutes and helping out, I'm going to go and disrupt other people to go and do something that she could do. Yeah. They don't really lead by example that much. At least one person, well, one of the management team, acknowledged it, that they don't that she wasn't providing the best example on one bit. And even then, that was about not wearing a mask. Not kind of the actual working bits, but, oh no, just because she doesn't want to wear a mask, she recognised that that's not proper management leadership. Which I was thinking, just like, well, no, they've said it's optional, and if you don't want to wear it, I'm not going to hold it against her and say, oh no, she's a horrid manager just because she's decided, actually, I don't want to wear a mask. And it's like, there's some flaws there. It's not even on that block. It's like, even, actually, now that I think, even the store manager leads by more of an example. Well, she is starting to, at least. Being that today she was unloading the elevator, well, the goods elevator, and kind of putting it out for us. She then also, when she's rearranging the stock, because we need it in a different layout, she's in there helping to rearrange it and try and work it out. Whereas some of the others don't. Some of the others kind of explain to you how they want it, and then you have to try and put it how they want it. Whilst they go, oh no, not like that, how about those over there? And then they only kind of help when it's got to the stage of they're annoyed at how bad you're doing it. It's weird. Although I'm not going to hold that against the company, because not only is that kind of a characteristic of the person rather than a characteristic of the company, it's also stuff like that will happen in every job. It's not unique to my place of work. It's going to happen anywhere. Let's go see how much we've got left to do of the freezer. I think this is free tool over here. Yep, okay. We came quite close then. we're gonna do, so let's go like that. We need to put these blocks over there. We're gonna do it in a different colour. So if we just go here, we need something that stands out. So let's go, not that one, like that. And then let's say grab honey or some honey block. And then that one, that one, that one. There we go. And then we'll alternate background. We want it to stand out against the black. Oh, and we will also grab, where is it? Coral block. Nope. Is it under there? Nope. Food bits. Where is the block? Nope, we're gonna go to this one. Might have to go and use the search bar for it. Oh, here it is. Of course it's in the homely bit. There we go. So what we'll be doing though on this, need to get back to this, is this is going to be a dome-like shape. Although we shall have a doorway going off with a little platform. Kind of that way, it's kind of, if we say need to explore the end cities, then we can do. Because we won't be able to get to it. Whereas I'll build the third layer, because we'll be able to see how far out the closest one is. I'm gonna grab an interval. So if we see how far away the closest one is, can build off in that direction, because we won't be able to reach the one that's already there. That will be encased in to make it look like a star. And not going to leave a space open for ender pearls. Not in a mean way to others, but because if I don't, it will ruin the aesthetic. Which we kind of want the aesthetic. It's the whole reason for the aesthetic. No? We're going to go on for a little bit longer, because I want to get the first rim done and the little doorway bit. But we can use the coordinates to kind of take note of it. Okay. Oh. I knew I'd activated something by accident. Turns out I turned off the volume. Let's go this way. Where is it? Here we go. So yeah, so we're on minus 74.55. And then, see, so this is 900 blocks out. So 900 and then 700 bits. So we need to go to the end with the positives. Or negative positive. Although it spawned us over there. I did have an island bit going that way. So if we go to this one. Just going to do the little platform. Before we do the next layer. Okay. So we've got a little door there. So let's go out. So it'd be 500 blocks this way. And then 700 blocks that way. And we're just going to build a platform. It's this 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Watch the phone. I get it. Work's finished. Or work would have finished. I'm gonna build that bit. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be a little landing pad. We'll go out another couple. Okay. And now if we get slabs. We'll do this one. Because we're going to put these here. See why in a moment. Oh. Okay, that's that one. And then we want a sign, ideally. And let's get that one. Now we can do the handy trick. Okay, so we've got that bit, and just going to do that. It'll go down into 2, but that's fine. So then, let's say you're coming in quite quickly, and you don't have to kind of go back round a second time. You can just, you won't take any damage, and then just go that way and then straight onto there. If you've got elytra bits, and if not, there will be kind of path going up this way that will be in a glowing block that you can then kind of build off that way to them. Let's just do our first ring. That's all we're going to do for the rest of the day. Is this bit. Possibly not actually all the way around. I'm remembering how long it took those. So yeah, so we'll kind of go off like that, with it being each one is a layer for the moment, and then I'll look to see how the dome looks that way. And because we either do it as each one is its own layer, or we'll go kind of so just do this. So it will either be like this, or it will be let's go this bit. Or it will be like that. I'm not sure which one will look better in the form of a dome yet. Whether it'll be the 1 or the 2. I'm thinking it might be the 2. But at the same time we've got to think about building height, because let's see, this is 63. We've only got until what's the max build limit in here? The game will tell us when we've reached it. Oh yeah, so we've only got until 256, but we're going to make it so it's 255, with the roof of it being the 256. That would be kind of where we level it off. Which seems like a lot, kind of over 200 blocks worth. But at the same time we've got one. So if I'm just going to break this quickly. So just this point alone, we got here's the doorway bit. So -491 this bit's faster. And then we'll have one going off that way in case it's in the islands that way. To then 489. So between the two of them, 481 plus 489. I could probably do the maths, but I don't want to. 1 plus 489. That is 970 blocks. Just going from one side to the other. Which then has to go up that way. So, yeah, as you can see, very big. It is done notice that obviously we've got that line there, but from this bit, even on the furthest point on here, you can't see the rim of it too much. And even then the rim of it, when it's actually done, will be completely black. So it will just look as though it's the actual thing and not as though there's a border to it. But until then, kind of we can see it. But that's mainly for this world, so that way we can kind of build the outline. And then in the actual world, we'll put torches around it so we can see enough of the outline. Like I said, this is going to be a very big project. Very big project. Which is why I'm thinking we might need to do the singular block rather than the up to and then in one. But we'll see which one looks better for it. I'll do half of it in this style of just going up one each time, and then the other half in up two and in one. So that way we can get a rough idea of which, like, we can compare it easier than if it was to kind of be, well, rather than doing it so that we do all in one and then all in the other. Okay. So during the next stream chat on here, which will be tomorrow's stream. Yeah, Wednesday is Minecraft Dungeons. Tomorrow will be on here. We will be using these blocks to build kind of the outline bit for it. So that way we can kind of see what to do with it, and I'll try and build some tonight. Kind of, yeah, I'll have time after dinner bits, so yeah, I'll build some of it tonight, and we'll be doing some tomorrow, where there'll be even more stories of my work day, of how it went. And just go clear these off. Okay, he teleported himself up here. Boom. Alright. Oh shoot. Where? Okay. And there we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright, there we go. Okay, anyway chat, that is gonna be it for today's stream. I've now got some bits to do. So yep, that's it for today's stream. We'll be live again tomorrow with a roughly 3 o'clock start. I'm going to try to be closer to 3 on starting tomorrow, where it'll be for about the same amount of time. Just about an hour, around an hour and a half of building. Then Wednesday is the Minecraft Dungeon stream, new part dungeon stream, where we will actually be attempting to clear the tower. Thursday. Thursday's too far in advance for me to think of what to do on stream wise. So yeah, but Thursday there'll be stream as well. Wednesdays will also be about 3. More or less all of the ones this week. So Tuesdays, tomorrows, Thursdays and Fridays will be about 3 o'clock. And Sundays will be... I'll decide on that one closer to the time, the exact timing of it. It'll be afternoon because I'll have my church. I'll come in, I'll have a little tea break. And then I'll go through the video and kind of blur out and kind of mute people's names to protect their privacy bits. And yeah, okay, chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.